So we're back to Rex Arthur TV, Rex Arthur Show, the LGBTQ channel that discusses LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ perspective, LGBTQ approach in an LGBTQ plus planet. And we're on part 2 of the language and sexuality. I just wanted to conclude it and then we'll be done. And so basically, because of the heteronormative system or in society, we some people's understanding of homosexuality is heteronormative, meaning when they understand a homosexual couple, they are seeing them as a man and a woman. But then not everybody is heteronormative. This is what you need to understand about society. Society is also homonormative and has been homonormative for a very long time. Now, some cultures, especially African cultures and Arabic cultures and ancient religious cultures, especially those of the Middle East, they were very homonormative. The army was purely a homosexual unit. When I say homosexual, I mean one sex. And then in Africa, when you have age sets and circumcision, this is why in the same Africa, intersex children were killed. It's because they did not know what to call an intersex child, whether to call him a girl or a boy girl. They didn't know. In some communities, not all communities, other communities, they understood the feminine boys in their community and the masculine girls. And they let the masculine girls be who they are. That's why there's this great movie being done by Lupita Nyong'o about the female warriors in West Africa. Those are masculine women because war was a masculine activity. A reason being, you need muscle to fight. But who said women can't have muscle? And who said women can't be courageous? Yeah, there are some women who can be courageous. And then you have the boy wives of Sudan, who said a boy cannot do the work of a wife. He can. A young man, he can be the wife. Even an old man can wife a man. Can take care of a man the way a wife takes care of her husband. So because of this, those communities were friendly to their sexual different persons in their society. Then you must understand Africa is a conglomeration. Each country in Africa is a conglomeration of different countries that have different cultures. So some cultures were very antagonistic to the LGBTQ persons. Other cultures were very kind to them. Now all of these cultures are living in one country. So there's a lot of discussion and conflict because some cultures say yes, other cultures say no. And this is why we have a constitutional framework for each country so that one thing is said and that the thing is you are respected irrespective of your sexual orientation. That's what people need to understand about the LGBTQ, need to understand about the LGBTQ movement. It's not a movement to make people gay. It is a movement to protect gay people and to allow them to be recognized. That's what we want people to understand. Do not make it a thing that the West is coming to make. They can't. It's impossible. A gay person is a gay person, whether he's American or African or Chinese. He's gay. So there's nothing. What you do for them is you give laws that protect the gay people and recognize them and do not criminalize them. So do not criminalize against people who are LGBTQ persons. And for information, even if your country has a law that criminalizes gay people, it is against the constitution. It's already null and void. So a lot of these decriminalization things is just a fact. It is that law is not working because the constitution is on the side of LGBTQ persons, even in Arab countries. As long as that Arab country its constitution has human rights, the Bill of Rights. It's done. There is no law that can counter that. That's why anybody who has been executed for being gay, especially in the Arab world, their families have a right to sue based on the constitution. Because the constitution puts the right of privacy, allows the right of privacy, allows freedom of expression and freedom of association. All of those are connected to sexuality. Because freedom of association means you are allowed to associate with anyone in the country. Anyone, even a gay person. You are allowed, and then freedom of expression, you are allowed to say who you are. That's expression, talking, identifying yourself. You know, dressing is a way of talking. If I came and wore a blouse, I've made a statement without talking. I can have a video, I just wear a blouse, not talking. I'm making a statement. And then I keep my beards. Yes, that's a statement, and that's freedom of expression. It is allowed. You cannot arrest a person who has beards and he's wearing a dress, then you arrest him. What law has he broken? And even if he has broken a law, that law is cancelled by the Constitution. Yes. So when we discuss constitutional law, you need to understand the power of the Constitution. It is that powerful. All right, so let's finish here. Sexuality and language is going to go through a lot of transformation as the days go on. This is just the beginning of this topic, and as I've told you, you've understood that when people discuss homosexuality, some of them discuss it in the heteronormative way. Personally, I don't like discussing it in the heteronormative way. I believe, but because people don't understand it, that they don't understand it the homonormative way, you sometimes have to give it to them in the heteronormative. Like, they say, oh, who is the husband? Who is the wife here? Who is the woman? Hey, how is your woman doing? And they're talking about a man. Yes. Even today, recently I saw some people and they were, there's this idea people like wearing wedding rings. And I was asking myself, now with gay marriage being in the world, do you know you can wear a ring given by your gay boyfriend? Yes. And someone will think you're married to a woman, but you're actually married to a man. You see? It's very interesting. So you can wear a ring, but wearing a ring does not mean you're married to a woman or to the opposite sex. You may be married to your same sex, but you're wearing a ring because you want to remember your connection with that person. Personally, I'm a polyamorous person, so that's why I don't wear rings. I'm free with the many men I have as friends and as partners. That's my life, and it should be respected. Yes, that's why even polygamous people should be respected. Even in America, the West, they don't value Africans. Africans are now living in countries, and Muslims are now living in the Western world, and some of these Africans have kept their tradition. Muslims are allowed to be polygamous. And so what is happening? The West is going through a lot of also transformation. They need to learn how to integrate these people who are polygamous or polyamorous, who have very many partners. And it shouldn't be a crime for somebody to have more than one spouse, especially men tend to be like that. So that's what's happening in the Western world. There's that debate. So there's a lot of debate happening because of language and sexuality. So we conclude by saying a trans woman is just a special kind of woman. And that's why it's not wrong to call her woman or to call her she. Secondly, a trans woman who says she wants to be referred to as she, please refer to her as she. But if you find somebody who is like a trans woman but wants to be referred to as a he, that is a transvestite and not necessarily a trans woman. It's just a transvestite or a drag queen. A transvestite means you cross dress. You wear the clothes of another gender, but you still keep to the gender you have when that was assigned to you at birth. Okay, guys, that's the end of our discussion. Let's do the last video in this